Yes, the answer is yes. GM did screw the Denali with this new trim level. But hold on, there are a few things missing that you can't get on this trim level, which will push you up to that Denali. I borrowed this from GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. It is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Frank. Let's go ahead and check out the window stickers so you guys can see pricing and options on this build. At the very top is the description. Summit White is the exterior paint with the black interior. And be sure to pause it for the standard equipment. It is just a short listing. Base price for the elevation is going to be $69,900, and that's going to be with four-wheel drive too, so just keep that in mind. And starting off the options is the Elevation Premium package, and that's pretty much where you're going to get a lot of your features, so definitely take note of that. I'm not going to call everything out. This one also has the second row bucket seats with the power release, and I'll show that to you in a second. Power sliding center console for $350 is a standalone. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $77,825. And then here are the Philly cover numbers off to the side here. All they have to do is just add a blackout package, and it's just game over for the Denali, 100%. If you don't know, this was refreshed for 2025, and they added this trim level, so it basically takes on the role as the SLE and SLT. New headlight design, new grille design, and the lower bumper is restyled too. I do like the overall styling. When I first saw it, I actually busted out laughing because it didn't look good online, but when you see it in person, I've said it many times, it hits different. It really does. Now the projector style is a little different from what you saw in the previous 2024 model. It says Precision LED right there. You have your fog lights down below. Parking sensors even off to the side right here. And I like the black trimming. Adaptive cruise control, and it does have a front camera. A little bit of chrome down below and on the grille. All of this can be blacked out. A lot of people do it anyways because for some weird reason GMC does not want to black out their SUVs. I guess they don't want to compete with the Escalade, right? And then here is a quick look at your suspension. Double wishbone, independent. And that's why it rides so good. I mean, this thing, if you go over a speed bump, you don't really feel it. Fabric material for that liner, and then here are the tires. So you don't have the 22-inch wheels, and that's okay because some people don't care about that anyways. And it does have a Continental tire, and I won't say that it's worse than the Bridgestones. It could even be a little bit better in some cases. And here's the tire size right here, 275, 60, 20. And if you care to see the capacity for the tires, it's right here. I got to read it upside down. 2,679 pounds at 44 psi. Fixed running boards. I'm willing to bet you cannot get power deployable running boards on the Elevation. I can't build one online, so I can't confirm that. Some of your badging on the side. You have cameras and a puddle light. And they do give you some painted and black trimming right here. Still have the smart key system on the front and rear doors. And here's a nice side view. Blind spot monitoring is on the mirrors. And I did notice too on the roof rails, they do give you a satin finish. Air suspension won't be available for this trim level either. And then this is where you're going to fill up at. More parking sensors off to the side. And this does have the full LED taillights for 2025 still. They hide that windshield wiper, which gives it a nice design. A little bit of chrome right there and right here. Now notice how you don't have your quad exhaust tips out back, so it just has a little bit less like flare out back. But again, how many people care about stuff like that? Not many do. There's that Elevation badge. You still have the 2 cameras for backup and for your rearview mirror. It also has a sprayer to clean those off. And let's go ahead and pop this open. Does it still have a power liftgate? Let's see. Yes, it does. It does still have that feature. This is a shorter Yukon too, so you still have a lot of storage area back here for some luggages. Below the floor back here, they do have this storage too. Tie downs. All this is plastic. On the higher trim levels, they give you that aluminum finishing right here. You still have power out back. That's pretty cool. Shocking a little bit, but they still give that to you. Power plug. And if you want to put it back down, here's the button. Let's go ahead and talk about this 5.3 liter. One nice thing about these lower trim levels, I know for the SLE and SLT you could get the diesel. I'm not sure though if you can get the 6.2. I'm pretty sure you couldn't. You probably have to step up to a Denali or even an AT4 to get that engine option. But the 5.3 liter is still good. 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. Even though it's definitely lacking, it's still a really powerful engine. It has low-end torque, and I feel as though it gets the job done. 10-speed transmission helps the steps to be a little bit closer, so it's very smooth, and it just has more power in every gear. 323 rear axle. Let's go and check out the interior. After I'm done showing you the interior, it's going to be really hard to see the price difference between this and a Yukon Denali. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that come standard, but you have soft touch on the door where pretty much you would like to see it at. Auto up and down for the front windows, auto down for the rear. Power folding outside mirrors, seat memories, all that's the same, including that Bose premium sound system which comes standard on this elevation. As far as your seats go, you have a 12-way seat, and I'm including the lumbar that goes up and down in that too. However, you don't have a power steering column, so they're going to nickel and dime you, in other words, on this trim level. That's just what they do, because some people do like the fact that you can set that out with your seat memories. On the dash here, all this is soft touch, just like the other trim levels. And here are all your controls. So this does still park itself. 360 camera view, as you guys saw. Front and rear parking sensors, downhill assist, auto stop start. You have your automatic forward drive, drive modes, lighting, and the trailer brake is right there. Let's go ahead and jump over to the passenger side. On the dash, all this is leather, including right here. Now your seat, same as the driver, 12-way, including lumbar, grab handle, and they still provide this storage on the top here. It also still has that camera view for the rearview mirror. All this is wrapped in leather, a little bit of storage, just like the other trim levels. I mean, it's pretty insane what you get in this one. I'm just saying, seems like a big jump. And then out back, this one has the captain's chairs, which is an option. And as you guys saw, what are these, what, 12.6 inches? Outboard heated seats. You have the HDMIs for those screens, and you have the Type-C USBs, 120 volt power plug down there. And that electronic seat is basically this right here because it goes down with power. They do have one USB, some cup holders, and the seats still have that perforated leather, even in the third row. Black roof, twin panel moonroof. Am I missing something here? I mean, this is a base model trim level, and it has a lot of nice features. Seat back pockets on both sides. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. Push button starts right here. Heated steering wheel. It does still have the paddle shifters too, and this is the gear limiter for that. Let's go ahead and turn down the AC fan there. Thick steering wheel for 2025. I like pointing that out because it's definitely a lot thicker. 11-inch screen, 16.8-inch screen. And let's go ahead and go through these menus in here. So this screen is fully customizable. You can move things around. Has Apple CarPlay. Something else that's worth mentioning on here, which is new for the Yukon, is that you have this menu here for your gauges, for people who like to see temperatures. Also, your trip information is now on this screen, and you can reset it from here. You can reset trip 1 or trip 2, or if you want, you can move that information over to this screen now. The only button that controls this screen over here is this one. So you can go through the menus here. Sorry that the sun's hitting it, but it doesn't really affect my view, but on the camera it looks a little dimmer. So yeah, those are all the menus that you have. These seats are still stiff too, by the way. Someone had asked me about that and I figured I'd just mention that. Stiff seats though. You have the perforated leather, so you have heated seats and ventilated seats. Like I'm just shocked at how many features you get. Dual climate control. They still give you some hard buttons down below here. You can see. But if you want to sync it or if you want to get to your heated seats, you will have to touch the screen for that. Now, something else worth mentioning. Climate can be full screen. You also have this menu here. If you don't use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, they have a nice setup too for their stuff, like the Google Assistants there with the navigation. Another button that you're going to want to get familiarized with is this one. Has your child safety locks for that second row, blind zone steering assist, and your garage door opener or gate openers in here. You can also control the heads-up display on this screen. You can turn it on and off if you don't want it on. You can brighten it up if you like. You can actually rotate it, all kinds of stuff. Lastly, on the screen here, I think that for some people this is probably nice to have the bigger screen because you have so much information that you can go through, and it's pretty easy to work as well. And if you want to go through like the vehicle, like and set up the screen or set up some of the features that you have, like for example your comfort and convenience, for example, you have a few things that you can set up here. You can have the reverse tilt for the mirrors when you put in reverse. Rain sensing wipers can be disabled. Remote mirror folding, so if you lock it, you can set that up to where it locks with the key. Your backup camera 360. And then the new shifter, really quickly we'll go through it for this. So if you pull it towards you, that puts it in neutral. If you push here, that's park. Pull it towards you again, push down, that's drive, and then reverses that way. You still have a wireless charger. You have those two USBs. The only difference between this and the Denali is they do give you covers for this whole center here, whereas you don't have that for this one. Perforated leather, stitching, and then check this out. Deep storage. They do illuminate this area too. And watch this. You can still get this as a standalone option. I love this for my wife because I know when she has that big old purse, she can just put it right here. A little bit of hidden storage. And if you want, you can slide the armrest for the shorter people. And then the way I was controlling that, you just push this way to push it back over. You also have all your buttons for your twin panel moonroof. All your seating controls are right here if you want to drop down those third row seats. The vanities still have that warm white LED on both sides. And I like that they give you the black roof too because it just matches the rest of the interior nicely. But overall, I have to admit to you guys, like there's a lot of features in here for the money that it doesn't make sense to go to the Denali unless you just have to let everyone know you have a Denali. I mean, that's at this point, even I can say that it's hard to justify the higher trim levels. Like this is a really nice step in the right direction. Now for the people who would normally buy the SLE with the cloth seats, now you're kind of left to go to a Tahoe or Suburban now because, I mean, the price point on this is probably a little too high for some people now because it's close to 80 grand. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. Your gross axle rating out front is going to be 3,700 pounds. The rear is 4,300 pounds with a 7,600 pound gross vehicle weight rating. The wheels are going to be 20 by 9 wide. And then here are all the towing numbers. 8,200 pounds. Payload is 1,649 pounds. And this thing weighs 5,951 pounds on the curb. Tire pressure is 35 psi all the way around. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think about this new trim level? Is it hard to beat? Would you still buy the Denali over this? I will say, I do like the idea of the power to pull running boards. But man, that's probably the only thing I can think of. The power steering column. But are you going to spend $15,000+ more for those things? Let Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. See you guys soon.